that you found what's really missing in your heart. Don't run, just come home. Now that you found what's really missing in your heart. Don't run, just come home. Now that you found what's really missing in your heart. Don't run, just come home.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. So today I just wanted to come on here and make this video for you guys because I know that a lot of you who are expecting right now or pregnant during this quarantine are concerned and worried, having to go to the hospital, having to have the baby in the hospital. I know that you're worried about being exposed to the virus and having your newborn baby exposed to the virus. Having to go anywhere near a hospital right now is just scary. I know because I had the exact same worries that you guys have, and it's been some people in the comments expressing their concerns and talking about it. So I just wanted to share my experience with you guys and tell you guys what happened with me so that you guys can get some insight on how exactly it is to have a baby right now during this time. I know that it's going to be different for a lot of you because we're not all in the same place. I'm in California. I'm in Southern California. I know the states and even like throughout the cities and the counties are doing things differently right now. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, one of the questions that I got asked was if I got tested for the coronavirus. And no, I did not get tested for the coronavirus. I was concerned that they were going to like mandatorily test me for it. I don't really want to get tested. I've seen videos of people getting swabs stuck up their noses, and I'm just not trying to have that happen to me. So I was concerned about that. And like, say for instance, if I did get tested and it came back positive or something like that, would I have to go into like a isolated quarantine? What would go on from that point on? So I was, going through a whole bunch of different, fears and thoughts and all kind of stuff. But my hospital did not test me for it. When we first got to the hospital, when we walked in, of course we have to have masks. So they do tell you that you have to have a mask on when you go. So that's one thing. And the second thing is that they asked us screening questions. So we didn't get tested, but they did ask us screening questions. So they asked us like if we had any symptoms of the coronavirus. Has anyone been coughing, sneezing, fever? Have you been in contact with anybody who has been infected by it? What else did they ask? They asked us if we've been like out of the country, stuff like that. Second thing is that for my hospital, they only allowed one person to be at the hospital, like I stated in the video, which was Joshua. I actually called the hospital ahead of time. So for you guys, I recommend that you guys call your hospital. If you know what hospital you're gonna deliver at, you call your hospital right now and pretty much ask what measures they're taking and how exactly it is for the maternity ward for your hospital and see what they're doing so that you can know. From my hospital, they only allowed one person. And that person cannot change. So say for instance, like your mom comes with you or your boyfriend or husband comes with you first, and then your mom wants to come, so then they trade off. No, they don't have that going on. It could only be one person. That person has to stay the same person. You can't switch off, and that person cannot leave. So Joshua couldn't leave the hospital premises. Like he could go to the car if he needed to like get his stuff out of the car. He went to the car to get the car seat when it was time for us to leave, but they don't want you leaving the property of the hospital. Other than that, I don't really see too much of a difference with the hospital stay. Now, in terms of like how long you stay, I think that my hospital was gonna have me stay 2 days, but I didn't want to have to be there at all in the first place. So I asked if I could leave the next day. So luckily I was able to get discharged the next day. Had I been able to leave the same day, I probably would have, but I realized that after having a baby, you do want to make sure that things are okay with you. Obviously, after you have a baby, there's bleeding, there's all kind of stuff going on with your body. So you want to make sure that everything is good and you're not like hemorrhaging or something, because that does happen. Like women hemorrhage after they have a baby, and you literally could die. So you want to make sure that everything is good. So I decided to stay overnight just to make sure that everything was okay with me. And then like, of course, the baby had to, have like a couple of tests done with her. So I wanted to make sure that everything was okay with her. And that just took, the next day. But we got there at 7 a.m. I had her at like 1:30 in the afternoon, and then we stayed the night, and then we ended up leaving the next day, like during the evening time, just to make sure, like the bare minimum, I was good, she was healthy, she was good. So if everything is good with you, your hospital should, I feel like, allow you to leave early if there's no reason to stay, if there's no complications or problems, and you have no real reason to actually have to stay at the hospital, you should be able to like leave. I feel like the longer that you're at the hospital, the higher the chances are that you would contract something. Only because the longer that you're there, the more people you're exposed to, because the labor and delivery nurses, they switch shifts. So you'll start off with one nurse, and then 8 hours later another nurse comes and they introduce you to your new nurse. During the time that I was there, I think that I went through 3 different shift changes, so I had 3 different nurses while we were there. Actually, by the time that we were leaving, I actually did get introduced to a 4th nurse, but she was our nurse for probably 10 minutes, because we got discharged right during the shift change. So I had my last nurse, and then they introduced us to another one, and then she just discharged us, so we dealt with her for probably about 10-20 minutes. That was it. Just for me staying like overnight, I had 4 different shift changes, and that's 4 people that are that possibly could have it. Let's just be real, they possibly could have you. Like, you don't know what people have. I don't know if all the nurses are like required to get tested. I don't know if people are like voluntarily testing or what the case is, but you don't know what people have. So during the time that I was there, just from the morning to the overnight and then that evening time, I had 4 different shift changes, not to mention the other people that were coming in, like my doctor, her pediatrician. Another person that was in there was the anesthesiologist. He came in to give me my epidural. And then the people who come and just to like have to take blood from you and stuff like that. So like during the time, we actually dealt with a whole bunch of people. So the longer that you're there, the more people you're exposed to, the more people are coming in and out of your room and stuff like that. So I would recommend, just for the simple fact that you don't want to expose yourself to the virus, try to leave as soon as possible. As long as everything is okay with you, as long as you're healthy, and as long as your baby is good, don't unnecessarily stay extra days if you really don't need to. Like, it's not necessary. Yeah. So I just want to tell you guys, I really was like freaking out. I was like, I had so much anxiety. I had so many worries about, having to go to the hospital, contracting the virus. Were they going to try to make me get tested? All that other stuff. But at the end of the day, pregnancy is supposed to be a joyous, peaceful, wonderful experience, okay? And the baby can feel everything that you're feeling. And I know that this is a scary time right now. Nothing like this has ever happened to us before. It's crazy. It's scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We haven't dealt with none of this before. So a lot of emotions are going into it. But I was freaking out, and everything ended up working out. I'm fine. It's been 3 weeks and I'm good. My baby's good. Everyone's fine. Don't worry. There's no point in having any kind of anxiety. Just continue to make sure that you're doing things that ensure that you don't contract the virus. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Make sure you're staying away from people that are coughing. Make sure you're staying away from people, period. Keep washing your hands. Steam yourself. Like, put a pot of water on the stove, boil it, put some some orange peels, some lemon peels, some garlic and everything, and steam yourself. You know what I'm saying? I did see some people who said that their doctors say that they to get tested 2 days before, or 3 days before, or however, whatever it is. I don't know if they're doing more testing now, so they're like acquiring that of patients, but my doctor didn't tell me to do that. But if you guys have to do it, then you have to do it. But if you don't get tested, if you decide not to, I'm sure that your hospital isn't going to turn you away like, oh no, you didn't get tested for the coronavirus, so you can't have your baby here, get out. Obviously that's not going to happen. If you're having fears about that, if you feel like the tests are rigged and it's going to say it's positive even if you don't have the coronavirus, because low-key, that's what I think they're out here doing. It's up to you, but mainly what I want to tell you guys, to just don't freak out. Everything's going to be okay. Just continue to stay safe, continue to social distance, continue to keep good hygiene, and get that pot of water popping and steam your breathe in that steam. And so if you do have the virus, if you did breathe it in somehow, you can attempt to kill it. I hope that this video was helpful for some of you guys in some kind of a way or another. I hope that it helped you guys with your anxiety. At least I hope that it allowed you to get some sort of relief some sort of insight on what's going on. Again, I want to remind you guys, call your hospital and ask them what they're doing. Ask them what precautions are taken. Ask them what's different, what rules are changed for the maternity ward in your hospital. It's really, really important that you do that so that you can know what to expect when you go. I know that a lot of you guys probably aren't in the same area that I'm in. I know that you guys are probably in different states. Again, I'm in California. I don't know where you guys are. So let me know what states you guys are and what your doctors are like telling you guys, because I'm actually curious to know. I want to thank you guys if you made it to the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you have not joined the family, please do so. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below where you're at and what your hospital is telling you. I just want everybody to stay level-headed during this time, stay strong, stay calm. We're gonna be good. So I'm gonna go before she really starts tripping on me, because she keeps on looking at me like, you need to stop what you're doing and come get me. So I gotta tend to the new baby, you feel me? But until next time, it's Josh and Sana, and we'll see you guys. Okay? And we'll see you guys next time.